It's Christmas time. Oh, hello, everybody. It's me, Chris Smith. Can you hear me? There, that's better. And with me, as always, is Blackie Humphrey, who's over here. He looked so comfortable, I didn't want to grab him and pick him up. How is everybody doing? It has been about a month since I did my last video. I do apologize. We were going to do some videos around Christmas, and we got so busy. And then for New Year's, I got sick. And you can almost still hear it a little bit in my throat. And if I sing, you're really going to hear it. I want to apologize for any weirdness, me too. It can be really scary being the new kid. I bet you bet, I do, I bet. And I also want to say that after all we've been through, I'm so glad we met. I feel the same way, baby. Oh, so sorry. So anyway, as you can see, my singing voice has been affected. And then, of course, there were the wildfires in Los Angeles, and I want to thank all the people who wrote to me and sent private messages asking if Blackie Humphrey and I were okay, and Lucius and everybody, and we were. That was a very scary time, and then I didn't think that it was appropriate for me to do videos or anything. I should have done one saying, "I'm safe, everybody." We didn't have the fires in my area, but we had the smoke, and we had scary pictures. Oh, I should show you some pictures in a minute. But and we had some of our bags packed. Let me show you two things that were in my fire bag. Okay, now this is ridiculous. I know you're supposed to put medicines and important papers, which of course I'm sure I have, but one of the things is my treasured pig pushing a wheelbarrow that my mother gave me that was in her house. Oh, I've had it here for years, and I love it. If anybody's watching and wants to come and steal my pig, we have high security system. So you cannot have my pig. And then there's this wooden turtle that my mother also gave me. You could hide your, I don't know what, your pot, your money, your diamond rings, whatever in here. I don't hide anything in it because I don't want to weigh down the poor turtle. So those two items were in my fire bag to escape if we had to evacuate. And I had many friends who were evacuated, and friends who lost homes. Not super close friends, none of my immediate group, but friends on Facebook, people I know, colleagues, whatnot. It's terrible. We're so sad for all those people. And the fires are still burning, but a lot of them are contained. The Palisades fire, last I heard, was, what was it? Was it 30-some%? I'll find out for you. Contained. And the Eaton fire was 67. This was several days ago, so don't go by these numbers. But so anyway, and now we're under high wind warnings again today, January 20th, 2025, and we're under fire watch in Burbank for the next 24 hours plus, I think till 10 p.m. tomorrow night. So everyone, pray that there are no more fires spreading in Los Angeles because of these winds. Now, oh dear, where's my list of what I want to discuss? By the way, that song that I burst out singing earlier was Secondary Characters from Title of Show, one of my all-time favorite musicals. So, yes, today is January 20th. I'm not going to talk politics, but I'm having a little water from my Cup of Joe cup from 2020. Oh, it was so wonderful when Joe Biden was being sworn in, wasn't it? And I think we can all agree that was a very successful run, a very successful term. So thank you to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. You helped restore our faith in humanity. You know what was interesting? I love how rumors had it that the Bidens were not speaking to Kamala. Hello, we're at the Kennedy Center Honors. Do you want to sit next to us? Oh, you are anyway. Did you hear something? Was someone over there? You know, I am the same way. If somebody kicks me out of office early and demands that I not run again, then I get very bitter. And that's why I don't go see George Clooney pictures anymore. Not that he really makes any movies anymore. Now, what else? What else? But we're not here to talk politics. We're going to review some of the things that happened in the last month that you and I didn't speak. When I went to the Days of Our Lives event in November, Susan Seaforth Hayes, pictured here with Bill Hayes, the late great Bill Hayes, who we lost last January. But she gave me this card to order a script, and I got this one of Bill Hayes' scripts, and this is from episode 14,180, which is the one where Doug Williams, his eyes glowed at the end, and he was possessed by the devil and said to Marlena, what did he say? It's been over 25 years, Marlena, but did you really think I wouldn't come back for you? Isn't that exciting? Yes. And she said that it was all marked up with Bill Hayes' notes. You know, whenever I have my scripts for Roads to Keystone, I always highlight everything. But I don't write notes about my movements or anything because George is the director and he directs us. And he doesn't think he's a very good director, but he really is. And since he's an actor too, he's an actor's director because he's also the writer and he lets us talk it out and decide and make any changes we want. But anyway, look, so Susan Seaforth Hayes signed this script, and then even though I had it in hardcover, I got the book that they had written, Like Sands Through the Hourglass. And look, she also autographed that and says, Chris, thanks for loving us. Because I told her how much I loved her and Bill and Doug and Julie. So that's probably going in my fire bag too, if I ever have to evacuate. Wicked, the new part 2 of Wicked that's coming in November of 2025 has now been titled Wicked, for good. So Wicked for good. It's not Wicked Part 2. And you know, in Act 2, they have the song For Good, which we're all excited about hearing in the new movie. And that's in just 305 days, everybody. I'm trying to get you all excited about things to look forward to in 2025. Because even though there's a new administration in office today, we're not going to talk about politics or criminals or anything like that. Not today. I'm sure we probably will. But so there are some things to look forward to in 2025, including Wicked for Good in 305 days. And this is really exciting, everybody. In 35 days is Beyond the Gates, the new daytime soap opera. And it's coming to CBS. And it starts February 24th, 2025. That's in 35 days from the filming or the taping of this episode. So it's the first new daytime saga on on a network on daytime since 1999 when Passion started. That is a long time, y'all. That's like 25 years ago. And it is the first black soap opera. They're calling it a black soap opera, of course, because it has a largely African American cast and characters. It's set in Maryland in a very wealthy neighborhood. Of course, there are other races of characters in the show too, but that is going to be in 35 days from this taping, and we're going to talk a lot more about Beyond the Gates because it's very exciting. You know, Generations, which featured a major African American family, started in 1989 on NBC, and I loved it. And Passions also did. Nobody really talks about how Passions had the Russell family. Everybody's always talking about Generations when referencing Beyond the Gates. And of course, because Michel Valjean, who created Beyond the Gates, was also a writer for Generations and General Hospital and many soap operas. So we're very excited that now she's created her own, and it's coming February 24th. We're going to talk a lot about that, and I'm definitely watching the first month, and because, you know, it's a big commitment to start a new soap opera and watch 5 days a week. It's a 1-hour show as well, so I don't know where I'll find that time. Maybe I'll cut out some days at work. Just kidding. Suffs, the Broadway musical about the suffragists, has been recorded for PBS's Great Performances. So that's very exciting. And we don't have an air date yet, but that show just closed in January, earlier this month, on Broadway. Oh, and everybody, Knots Landing just celebrated its 45th anniversary on December 27th, 1979. And, you know, it's now on Amazon Prime, all 14 seasons. And when I was sick, I started watching them all to try and help me. I was watching Kate and Allie, I was watching Smash, and I was watching Knots Landing. It was like everything old is new again. And I'm still watching Knots Landing. I'm just in the 5th season right now. So that's exciting. Oh, but Linda Lavin passed away, everybody. We're all sad. She was, you know, on Alice. Bum, 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 bum. And I saw her on Broadway in Tale of the Allergist's Wife, the play by Charles Busch. Oh, I love that show. Oh, you know, this episode is running so long because it's a this and that, and we've got so much to talk about that we're going to make it a 2-parter. So everybody, why don't you grab a glass of wine, unless you're in recovery, then grab a glass of cocoa, or even a cup of joe, and come back and watch part 2 of It's Christmas Time, This and That edition. Okay, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.